All right. Every March, we come together to celebrate and honor women's contributions in American history, contributions that are testaments to the strength, creativity, and bravery of the women who came before us. I was particularly inspired by a project titled Unladylike, which highlighted unsung women who changed America. The artwork and stories produced by the Unladylike team, some of which we are sharing and displaying here today, can be accessed online, and I encourage you to explore their stories. I've invited up a few of my colleagues to tell you about some of the women that struck us personally. Women who weathered fierce fights for racial equality, for women's suffrage, for free speech, for access to health care, for equal pay and treatment in all spaces where women are, the workplace, athletics, state houses, and in our communities. Record-breaking swimmer Gertrude Ederle, I hold before you, rocketed to international stardom in 1926 at the age of 20 as the first woman to swim across the English Channel, considered one of the toughest endurance tests in the world. Ederle battled 21 miles of frigid water and treacherous tides between France and England to emerge on the other side of the channel. She beat the fastest man's existing record by 2 hours, the first time in sports history that a woman had completed an event in a faster time than a man. Dubbed Queen of the Waves and America's Best Girl, Ederle's accomplishment helped to demonstrate that women could be great athletes and challenge conventional wisdom about women as the so-called weaker sex. When somebody tells me I cannot do something, that's when I do it. People said women couldn't swim the channel, but I proved they could. And now you will hear from some of the other stars in the Unladylike project. Yes, I think Annette. That's okay.
I'm sorry, I had to step out for a second. Okay. I can tell you these ladies we didn't learn about in our high school history books, and I'm sure they're still not in there, so hopefully we'll all are going to learn about some fabulous women. So my person is Wilhelmina Fleming. Miss Fleming immigrated to Boston from Scotland in 1878. Her husband abandoned her soon after their arrival, leaving Fleming pregnant and alone in a new country with no formal higher education. Fleming supported herself as a single mother, doing domestic work in the residence of Edward Charles Pickering, director of the Harvard College Observatory. Pickering, recognizing her intellect, employed her at the observatory as a human computer to calculate and classify the brightness and position of stars via photographic plate. Fleming became the first woman to ever hold a title at Harvard University, where she supervised a team of a dozen other women computers and advocated for their equal pay. She personally classified some 10,000 stars, discovered 10 novae, over 300 variable stars, and 59 gaseous nebulae. Thank you very much.
Hello, everyone. I'm celebrating Mary Church Terrell, a daughter of a former slave and one of the first African-American women to earn both a bachelor's degree and a master's degree. She also became the national leader for civil rights and women's suffrage. Mary Church Terrell was also an honorary member of Delta Sigma Theta sorority, which I am a member. We focus on sisterhood, scholarship, and service. She was one of the early anti-lynching advocates and joined the suffrage movement, focusing on her life's work on racial upliftment, the belief that Black people would end racial discrimination and advance themselves through education, work, and community activism. She was one of the founding members of the National Association of Colored Women and the National Association for Advancement of Colored People, the NAACP. One of my favorite quotes from Miss Church Terrell states, I cannot help wondering what I might have become and might have done if I lived in a country which had not limited and handicapped me on the account of my race, but had allowed me to reach any heights I was able to attain. I am Mary Church Terrell.
So I have Jovita Idad was a teacher, journalist, nurse, and civil rights activist who grew up in Texas and endeavored to expose segregation, lynching, and other injustices endured by Mexican Americans in the early 20th century. At a time when signs announcing no Negroes, Mexicans, or dogs allowed were common in the Southwest, she helped to tackle racism, the need for bilingual education in schools, women's rights, and protecting the lives and property of Mexican Americans. She used journalism as a form of activism to both mobilize and educate the public. She also formed and led one of the first organizations to support the rights of Mexican American women. Women recognized their rights, proudly raised their chins, and faced the struggle. The times of humiliation have passed. Women are no longer men's servants, but their equals and their partners. And with that, I love all the gentlemen in this chamber, but if I could have all the female legislators that are here, please stand up. So I know that Assemblywoman Annette Chaparro said that we didn't get to learn about some of these women, but it's all the females that are here that are legislators. It's the females that are staff that make us look better than what we really are. Our children and our grandchildren are going to find out and learn about how great and fabulous all of us were. So congratulations to all of the females in this room. Congratulations.
Thank you for celebrating Women's History Month with us.